Lady, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans of all ages. Thank you for joining us here in the No Shave Man Cave. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough to our nearly 4,000 followers and the numerous accolades on our podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here in the No Shave Man Cave. I'm ElliJare. Jay Tilly is out making the magic happen right now. And we are going to talk about who's who in the zoo that was and is and will always be Lucha Underground. So, about a year ago, I went to Mexico and I went to Playa del Carmen, meandered around sort of that whole region within a couple of hours of that. And not going to lie, I was rocking my Lucha Underground shirt and huge fan, right? I love wrestling and the fact that I was going to Mexico and I was going to be in an area that was known for that style of wrestling. I I just had to get it. That I was looking for I didn't think I was going to get heat, like cheap heat, but I was looking for a cheap thrill. Not, don't make it weird. Come on. Wash your mouths out. Don't make it weird. But I was so looking forward to what I was going to stumble upon because I've long said that Lucha Underground was one of my favorite episodic television shows that involved professional wrestling. And I tell you, like, if you go through the roster and you look at the rosters now in the um, current landscape, MLW, WWE, WW, or correction, Impact. You've got the we're getting ready to put a Hall of Famer in, Rey Mysterio. He spent some time on the Lucha Underground card, and he wore the black, gray, and white mask with the cross in the middle, and that was a darker look than what we normally saw from him. Taya Valkyrie, like Taya Valkyrie, if there was a women's wrestling Hall of Fame, she should absolutely be included in that. And I think someone needs to call Triple H and hit the reset and bring Taya in. But I think what's going to happen, if from what I'm hearing, allegedly, that we're going to see Miss Valkyrie come rolling in deep in Canada here in the next few days when Jade Cargill shows up with that TBS title and has to go one on one with one of the most dynamic performers in professional wrestling, known as Tyra Valkyrie. Because whoo, that's gonna be that's gonna be one for the ages. Um, the move her move set, her like ring intelligence is it's man, that's gonna be awesome. So all of this to say, what happened to Lucha Underground and what happened to all of the performers of Lucha Underground. So, a couple of names quickly jumped to the forefront, right? So, we had Vibroa. He's Luchasaurus now on AEW, which um, not a huge fan of that mask whole situation. And I love lucha wrestling, but that mask is almost too protective, if you know what I mean. Like, trying to think of like the correct way to put it, but It's almost like if you were watching a kids show and and I'm sure some thought went into the mask, and I apologize if I'm coming off snarky, like I know better, right? But I just um he's so capable, a massive human being with such athletic ability. Not the greatest on the mic because he doesn't get the reps, but I think given the opportunity, totally would kill it. Vampiro, big fan. He was one of the commentators. Him and Matt Stryker were leading the booth, and he was involved in some pretty interesting feuds, and really went through it, laid it out, and he is doing some stuff in the movie business right now. So kudos to him, and and to think, he spent a lot of time in Mexico, and he was born and raised in Canada. So and again, and Taya is the same way. She comes from Canada. So you got the Mac, who the Mac is so athletic, and it really messes you up because his body type, similar to mine, uh, does not scream athletic. Neither do I. And he was getting it, like getting it. And he would go on to have some pretty good success. He held a couple of titles in the NWA. He was the North American champion, or uh, North American champion in the NWA. Did a lot of really good work. Great promo work too. Talked a lot of smack. Great amount of heat, and a, a riot. We had Reclusa, and Reclusa is now Chelsea Green, and Chelsea Green is now just now cutting her teeth. Hasn't been injured in a little while, so I'm super excited for her, Mrs. Cardona. So keep doing what you're doing, and I couldn't be happier to see her getting hers. The White Rabbit, the White Rabbit. Okay, so the the White Rabbit really, like, oh, Karrion freaking Cross, and you was known as Killer Cross when he was on the independents and stuff, and just a monster of a man. Greatest entrance in all of professional wrestling, and he was known as the White Rabbit. So, and that was like the whole play when Bray Wyatt had his whole thing going on as he was getting ready to come back on, and it never really made. I knew the White Rabbit, and when I saw that on TV, I thought, wait a minute, is he going to be affiliated and blah blah blah? But that wasn't necessarily the case. A amazing performer that came to us via Lucha Underground. Another one was Eva Lise. She's a Puerto Rican wrestler who currently is working with Shine, and she was in a group where she would actually hold the six-man tag team titles with Son of Havoc, and man, the matches that they would have, this, whew, whew. Yeah, so she really put it in. And I was hoping that she would come when all of that got worked out, and um, El Rey let go of the wrestlers. I was hoping that she would come to the mainstream, and it never really worked out. I'm not going to talk about politics and everything that went in with that, but I just her her move set, her attitude, the way she carried herself in the ring, whew, awesome. Evilise was fan freaking tastic. I'm saving my last couple of where are they nows, because I tell you, I couldn't be more pumped on um, where they are. And if I had the pencil, they would be the world champion. So another fantastic flyer was Dez. Dez was oh man, just look up Dez Lucha Underground and you will be amazed because it makes no sense why gravity doesn't affect everyone the same. Me, I think I got like 2.5% too much gravity when I step on the scale. But hey, who am I, right? Dez is freaking Wesley. So he's our NXT North American champion, and I have I have that title. You can't see it. I have that title. There it is. There it is. There it is. I've got the original and the current version of the NXT North American title. My favorite title is the one right here, the Mid South North American title. Ironically, or allegedly, looks very similar to the soon to be international title brought to you by AEW and the women's world title in the current AEW world title. Looks very, very similar. The four icons in the middle, the same similar cut. Um, but hey, I don't want to say anything, but hey, my favorites, my ultimate favorite is the um, New Japan United States title. Not to say that Lucha Underground didn't have fantastic titles, because that Lucha Gift of the Gods title, whoo, that is a thing of beauty. But if you look at it, does it or does it not look like the Mid South North American title? I'll wait. All right. Now I'm just being catty because it's, my favorite title. But so some of the other wrestlers, Cage, the monster, is over in AEW. Just amazing to think the wrestlers that passed through Lucha Underground. You had Chavo Guerrero. Chavo just really bringing it. Davari, he was really making a lot of things happen over in WWE. He splits time in MLW and on the independents, doing amazing stuff. Matt Stryker, he was over with um, WWE doing some stuff in NXT, and he's currently a commentator. And another one that really, really surprised me was Killshot. And I thought that Killshot would really do some awesome, awesome stuff. So, and now he's all elite, doing good stuff. So, fantastic performer. Loved the mask look that he did for a little while. Um, but Conan, obviously, Conan, very, very influential in everything that is going on with um, lucha wrestling in North America. You had King Serrano. So the King was he did win. He did win. He won tag team championships. He didn't win any um, titles in Lucha Underground, but he's now Santos Escobar, which, super cool, completely different look. The mask that he wore when he came to the main roster compared to the mask that he was wearing back then, night and day. I liked his old one, but um, it's that's not my call. Sammy Callahan, multiple time Impact World Champion, Sexy Star, probably the most asterisk wrestler next to Hogan that probably has ever stepped inside the ring. You know, she got kind of ousted by everything that she ended up pulling and didn't, really do right by professional wrestling. So it was, I would say self-inflicted, but I wasn't there. Jake Strong, how about that? Swagger, and now he's with AEW. He's the sidekick of Jericho, and Jake Hager absolutely loves his hat. Man, that's my favorite line right now. Uh, classic line. If you get a chance to check that out. Joey Ryan, he's absolutely on the outs with professional wrestling. Part of just a mm, not a great time in everybody's life. If you I'll just leave that alone. So Joey Ryan no longer part of too much that he's got going on. Another fantastic wrestler out of Houston was known as Hernandez. Held multiple tag team titles. Worked for just about every promotion. He did spend quite a bit of time in WWE off and on. So it's unfortunate that he's not currently with a major, as they say, label. But hey, Conan again doing some fantastic stuff behind the scenes. You had Pentagon Jr. with he would just break everyone off, which oof, AR Fox was over there in Lucha Underground, but one that really kept me tuning in multiple times a week was Prince freaking stinking Puma. So if you've ever seen anything of Prince Puma or uh, Trevor Mann is his real name, but Ricochet. So Ricochet is with the WWE right now. He's held the WWE title, the NXT title, NXT North American title, Intercontinental and the United States title, and um, the um, the work that he did in Lucha Underground and the athleticism that he showed like throughout his career. Just look up Ricochet and Will Ospreay, and you you will hit the floor. The match that they had and the activity level that they had would would just floor you. If they were to go today, it would fall into number 2 in my matches of the year, I think, right behind Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega when they battled for the New Japan United States title at Wrestle Kingdom, the most recent one, 17. The athleticism that Will Ospreay has and the flyer strength and just beast mode that Prince Puma, Ricochet, he's got a few other names, just earth shattering, earth freaking shattering, and yeah, it was completely unbelievable. Also, you had Michelle or Melissa Santos. She was an announcer, and I think she did some of Thunder Rosa's um, commentating for a little while. And also, you can't forget Thunder Rosa spent some time in Lucha Underground, and that was sort of the start of that split look that she had, and she was known as Thunder Rosa back then too. So I believe she owns her own name. So good for her. So yeah, so we've got Sammy Guevara now a mainstay in the JAS for the foreseeable future. One of the pillars in AEW, Matt Stryker, has been a commentator all over professional wrestling Hernandez, Chavo Guerrero Jr., Vampiro. You had Sonny, who's over with AEW as well, not featured too much on the regular roster. Son of Havoc, that dude had some just ridiculous strength. Matt Cross was the dude's name, and he's not currently listed as being a active wrestler. He is on the MLW roster, but not featured very much. But I think if he were to go back to that Son of Havoc role, just he just a master inside the ring. So it was him, Ivelisse, and Angelico. And Angelico has been in and out of main rosters, and then didn't end up resigning and just has gone about his business. So, all great performers, and they're entitled to do whatever they want. So super, super fun. That was a great time in wrestling. There were 3 seasons. Totally hope that we would see another one. If not, just to see some of the titles and some of the storylines, to close some of the stuff out and transition them off into their next what's the right word? The next wrestling challenge, if you will. But it never happened, so there it is. So shout out to everyone on the Lucha Underground, um, whoever passed through that roster, and the man, just the whole setting, the way it was filmed, where they came from, the just everything, just the whole setting was uh, was absolutely fantastic. So thank you to El Rey. Thank you to all of the producers. Thank you to all of the wrestlers, performers, everything that everybody did to make Lucha Underground a part of our lives for, if not, only 3 years active. I still will go back and continue to watch Lucha Underground matches for as long as it's available. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking us out. And until next time, I'll see you on the floor.